We are here. We are here. We are here. Welcome to No Nonsense Market Domination. I am David Wilson, the Business Savage. We are here on the Savvee Show, pre-show here on Facebook. So I want to first give a shout out to our platforms. So shout out to Facebook. So we are on all things David Wilson Facebook. You might be watching on IBGR Facebook. You might be watching on Build Your Business Facebook. You might be watching on regular old David Wilson Facebook. Shout out to YouTube, all things David Wilson, IBGR on YouTube. Shout out to our Twitchers. Go Savvy, right? Go Savvy on Twitch. That's right. And on Twitter, @DWill. Awesome. Welcome. So thank you very much for being here today. Oh, if this is your first time here, welcome. I don't know how it's possible, but if it's your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning listener, I always end up saying the same stuff over, so I should probably not say this stuff during the pre-show. But now that I'm here, I'm just gonna go ahead and welcome back the returning listeners. So returning listeners, and I will tell you this. I didn't say this last week. I didn't say this the week before, but I will say this about our listeners and our viewers, you guys. If it weren't for you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, if it weren't for you, I'd still be doing the show, but you just wouldn't see it. So thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Longtime listener, viewer, Anoint Ashore is in the building. So that's cool. So I will say as well, we are 16 minutes to live. Let me go ahead and get this out of the way. In the building, our in-studio engineer, Steve Namin, Euphemi, is in the house. So Steve helps out with various things around the station, like well, nothing really. But he's on the team. He was that guy. He's on the team. So anyway. So as you know, the topic, the title of today's show is the Servant Entrepreneur. For those of you who do not know, this show is going to be dedicated to a fallen entrepreneur friend of mine, whom we lost quite suddenly, quite unexpectedly earlier in the week. His name is Chris Meekins. So it's my honor to honor him. Not so much by telling you about, that time when he was in 5th grade, he got sent to the principal's office. That's not what we're talking about. But it's more so the using Chris because I think he was a shining example of what entrepreneurship is, what it means, and I don't want to spill the beans, but all the stuff we're talking about today, we will talk about today. He embodied that, so that was very, very important. Very excited for this show. So I'm hopeful and I'm expecting to have quite a few Chris Meekins fans on. I'm sure they're out there. I know they're out there. And again, it's my pleasure, once we get kicked off in about 11, 12 minutes, we will be, it'll be all about Chris Meekins, a little bit about me, because we still, but mostly about entrepreneurs and my friend Chris. So, all right. So we're having folks coming in already. Welcome, Randy. You are here for No Nonsense Market Domination on the pre-show of the Savvee Show. I am David Wilson, the Business Savage. Welcome. For those of you who are new, that is great. Good to see some new folks in. We're going to be going to Avatar shortly, just real quick for our sound check. Sound checks. We're going to do our lighting check. We'll get Steve involved, get him to do something. So do some of the checks, and then I'm going to go to makeup and wardrobe and all that. Yeah, no, we're coming up. We're coming up. That's a thing. That's a thing. So you think every single week, I give you a glimpse behind the scenes, and you have no idea. You think I just wake up like this, and I just pop into the box, and it's like, wow, Savvy, let's go. And it's no, it's not like that. It's like there's preparation here. Now, granted, I don't spend a lot of time in makeup. I don't. Fair enough. But wardrobe's a big thing. I mean, you guys, if you have show notes, speaking of wardrobe, if you have see, it's professional. Speaking of wardrobe, make sure you check out the show notes and find Savvee Silks. Savvee Silks, there's a link towards the bottom of the show notes. And that is my new line of pocket squares, Savvee Silks. So go down there, click on that. Make sure you put your information in so you can be kept abreast. Get it kept abreast because it's the pocket squares. So kept abreast on when the first Savvee Silk will be released. So I'm excited about that. Speaking of wardrobe, you can also go to allthingsdavidwilson.com. That's a website, allthingsdavidwilson.com, and you can follow me. You can find all my socials there. You can find all my endeavors there. You can find all my connections there, and some things that maybe you don't want to find. I don't know. But anyway, all right. Let's do this. Let's do this check right quick. I will be going to Avatar, and we'll be right back. Steve will start with the sound check, please. Sound check, soundboard. Yep. It's kind of like the concert, right? It's kind of like the concert when or the orchestra. When you go to the orchestra and the curtains are still closed and they're all warming up and such. So that's what we do that here. Make sure everything works. Lighting is good. Let me know my sound is good. I got a new sound set up. You guys haven't been complaining about it, so you must be able to hear me. Hey Steve, check. So wait a minute. This has never happened before in the history of the show, except for that one time where he said hi to himself and he tried to get a raise. It is true. Steve, Namin Euphemi, Steve, someone said hi to you. This is great. I can go now. I mean, this is. We might as well not even do the show. There's nothing better than that. Oh, anyway, all right. Lighting is good. Yes, sound is good. We're getting that word. Thank you, Anoint. Sound is good. And downtown likes our sound as we prepare to go live on IBGR. So for those of you who don't know, let me tell you a little bit about IBGR. So IBGR, International Business Growth Radio. If you're not familiar with IBGR, we are a radio station. You're thinking, okay, well, I'm watching you. How are you a radio station? Well, we are an internationally broadcast radio station. While we are not a terrestrial radio station like you may listen to in your car, we are internet-based, and we are by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. We are broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it is in over 80% of the countries all over the world, which is great. And we're by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. So we're a group of entrepreneurs who got together and said, you know what, we have this expertise and we want to share it with the world, and we want to help other entrepreneurs. So no matter what stage of business you're in, from pre-startup to startup, growth to hockey stick growth, slow and steady, nice and easy, as business is going great, to I'm ready to sell it and retire. See, I'm not going to give you anything right now. I'm not going to give it to you right now. I'll give it to you in the show. No matter what stage of business you're in, we can help you. So come grow with us. Yes. Hey, come grow with us. Okay. Well, thanks again for the comments. Make sure you like, share, follow, subscribe, do whatever the button on your screen says to do, except for click off. So don't click off of the show. Got about 6 minutes to live. This is a big deal, guys. This is a big deal. I'm excited. Uh, while the mood is, we'll say, it has been somber, it has been melancholy, it has been macabre, I suppose, in some places. Today is a celebration, and that is exactly what we are going to do. We're going to celebrate while we educate. I know I have to go to wardrobe. Yes. One moment. So we'll go off. Let me step into wardrobe real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, back from wardrobe. Okay, that's cool. I know that was fast, right? Doesn't take much. What can I tell you? Wardrobe and makeup is like 45 seconds for me. It's just like, let's go. Let's go. 4 minutes to live. So what I'm doing now at this point, at this portion of the show, I am listening to ibgr.network. So I'm hearing what is being played live on the radio. What you're watching is not on the radio. You will be watching. You will be watching and what is being played on the radio at about 3:02. So we have a request. Let's see what we can do about that. All right, live television, folks. We're about 4 minutes to live, but the request has been put out there, and I'm going to oblige. The request was for we do have a sample of the original Savvee Silk. Boom. And as you can see, so this is a small version. It will be larger than this, but it has the Savvee Silks embroidered, kind of etched into a solid white pocket square. It'll be larger than this, but hand rolled hems with the Savvee Silks logo right across the front. So if you don't have a pocket square, or you only want to have one, this is the one to have, because this will go with everything. And the shadow feature on there is just going to make you stand out. And people are going to say, hey, are you a savage? And you're going to say, why, yes, I am a savage. Right? And then you can tell them to come watch No Nonsense Market Domination. See how we do that? 2 minutes, no, 3 minutes, no, 4 minutes. 4 minutes live, right? 4 minutes, something like that. Okay. 4 minutes live, 4 minutes to live, 4 minutes to live. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I am David Wilson, the Business Savage, on No Nonsense Market Domination, also known as The Savvy Show, here on ibgr.network. We're going to be going to Avatar. We're going to be live in about 2.5 minutes. Stick around for The Servant Entrepreneur. The Servant Entrepreneur in this season, season 6. What is the theme of season 6? Steve, what is the theme of season 6 again? It's, build you. Isn't it build you? Yeah, build you. That's right. So build you. We are ready to go. We'll see you on the dark side of the moon. That's fancy talk for when the radio show starts. So, stand by. Hope he's taking more than a break, because I'm on in 2 minutes. All right, last check. 1 minute to live. Good, Steve. Last lighting check. Downtown mic check. Check. All right, this is a big one, Steve. Here we go. 45 seconds to live. 45 seconds to live. 30 seconds to live. All right, let's have a good one. Here we go. Be with me. Let's work together. Let's reopen fast and hard. Let's change our environment. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of No Nonsense Market Domination is dedicated to our fallen entrepreneur, our friend, Chris Meekins. The meek shall inherit the earth. Be legendary. And now, everybody stand up. B&I, stand up. Elite, stand up. Salute. Now you ready? Then say my name. Savvy. You know how we do it. Turn me up. Let's go. Turn me up, Steve. Roll the windows down. Here we go. Shall I say back 22 years ago to keep it on track? The birth of a child on the 8th of October. A toast from my granddaddy came sober. Count all the fingers and the toes. Now I suppose you're the little black boy grows. 18 years younger than my mama. Welcome to the Savvee Show. I am David Wilson, the Business Savage. No Nonsense Market Domination here on IBGR.network, Profit Radio. By entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, no matter what stage of business you are in, from pre-startup to startup, from growth to hockey stick growth, that's really, really, really big growth, to slow and steady, nice and easy. This business is making me money and I don't really have to be in it much. To, hey, I want to retire and I want to start a legal shield business. In my retirement, no matter what stage of business you are in, we have something for you. We can help. Come grow with us. Hey, come grow with us. Yes. All right. So welcome to No Nonsense Market Domination. As I said earlier, this show is dedicated to my friend, our fallen entrepreneur, Mr. Chris Meekins. So I thought it fitting that as entrepreneurs, we need to be nimble. We need to be willing to pivot, and all the crazy words that they threw at us during COVID. You go from selling cars to like selling manufacturing pencils or something like that, just because that's what you have to do. As entrepreneurs, we do what we need to do to make sure we get done what needs to be done. So that's what we're doing. For those of you who have been watching, this season 6. Oh, plug into the system is actually the plug into the system is the theme for season 6. And we've been talking about the different stages of growth, of different stages of business. So we're doing something a little different today. We're going to talk about the servant entrepreneur. So the servant entrepreneur, I never really thought about that before. I've never heard anybody else say it, so I'm just going to take it as mine right now. And the servant entrepreneur typifies that moniker typifies who Chris Meekins was to me. So throughout this show, we're going to talk about the characteristics of. I'm kind of giving it away, but when we get to the 4th segment, and you definitely want to stick around for the whole show, like you would leave in the middle of the show. No one would do that. I understand, but in the 4th segment, we're going to really hammer that home and focus on something that a lot of people don't generally partner with entrepreneurship. So that's it. That's what we're going to do. Let me first thank our season sponsor, NutriChamps. So NutriChamps, go to NutriChamps.com. I love the guys at NutriChamps because they provide my savage nutrition, all my vitamins, all my supplements, all my all the stuff I put in my body that keeps my body, I don't know, kind of looking like this. So if you're watching, if you're on the radio, I'm sorry, but just anyway. Go to NutriChamps.com. That's Nutra, N-U-T-R-A, Champs, C-H-A-M-P-S.com. And find your favorite vitamins, find your favorite minerals, put them in your shopping cart. When you get to the end, use my code, THESAVAGE1, THESAVAGE, the number 1. And I promise you will get discounts. You will get free stuff with your order. Do that every week. And I will be very happy. The NutriChamps folks will be very happy. And you and your body will also be very happy. So NutriChamps.com. Hashtag champion your life. If you are a first-time listener here on the Savvee Show with me, David Wilson, Business Savvy, we want to thank you. So you can be listening to the show, you can be watching it on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Thank you very much. You're going to enjoy yourselves. If you don't, you won't come back anyway, so that's fine. But if you do, you will be back. We are here every Wednesday at 3 p.m. broadcasting live from the capital of the South, Richmond, Virginia, USA. If you are a returning listener or returning viewer to No Nonsense Market Domination, here with me, David Wilson, welcome back. Welcome back. It warms my heart to see you continue to come back, because without you, I would be doing a show with no viewers and listeners, which that's no fun. So the servant entrepreneur, we're going to talk about various characteristics. We're going to start with this point, though. Are entrepreneurs born or are entrepreneurs made? So I did some heavy thinking, meditating, vibrating about this. And I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say in the comment bar. I think that what I have found, and we'll talk about each individual characteristic. So the second segment, consistency, focus, and discipline is what we're going to talk about. I think that certain characteristics are teachable, certain characteristics are not. And you chime in, let me know what you think. Let me make sure I can say this before, because I don't know if I talk about it. No. Good. Okay. So one of the terms I use is, as an entrepreneur, you got to be built for it. You got to be built for it, and you need to be ready to hustle. And you can't teach hustle. So hustle is hustle. Hustle is you either hustle or you don't. It doesn't matter if you're hustling at CarMax. It doesn't matter if you're hustling at Starbucks. It doesn't matter if you're hustling at Fund You Up. It doesn't matter if you're hustling in, I don't know, random mental health field of some sort. Hustle is hustle, right? Hustle is hustle. You either do it or you don't. That's either your mindset or it's not. And I think some people are built for doing that. Some people are not. That's okay. That's not a stab. That's not a dig. It's just true. And I think we always have to be evaluating, going back to season 5, reimagining ourselves. Do we have what it takes to weather certain storms that are sometimes really, really, really daggone stormy? Dealing with people, dealing with no's, dealing with the ups and downs and the pressures of entrepreneurship. That's okay. That's okay. So I am open for that discussion. I'm open to hear what you think about that. I, though, do think that most of what you need to be an entrepreneur is you're born with it. I'm gonna stick with that. You're born with it. Now, just like any muscle, so you can lose it if you don't use it. But I do think some people are born with it. Now, can you learn it? Yes, I do think you can learn it. Just think it's harder. I think it's harder, and in my opinion, I don't know. Let's hear from you. I don't know that we see that a lot. So that's just my opinion. All right. Before we go to break, I have failed. I have failed. I have failed to introduce, on the radio portion of the show, the in-studio engineer of mine, Steve Namin. That's Steve Namin. You feel me, Steve. And for those of you who didn't catch the pre-show, Steve has a fan now. I mean, and it is, yeah. You're going to have to be like, call it the Stevie Show or something. Psych. Still the Savvy Show. Yeah. All right, when we come back from break, consistency, focus, and discipline. Consistency, focus, and discipline. When we come back from break, you are watching David Wilson, Business Savage, on No Nonsense Market Domination, the Savvy Show on IBGR.network. While the baby make a slide. Mama got wise to the game. The young gets the 5 hits. All right. That was a good set. Good set. Thank you guys for watching here. So now we are in between segments. The radio station is still going on, and we're waiting. There's actual commercials being played. So you may hear my commercial. You may not. I don't know what commercials they're going to play. So I have approximately 2.5 minutes in between segments, 2.5 to 3, depending on when I leave the station and when I plug back in to the station. So it's pretty cool. I have a timer that I keep my eyes on. And I also have audible cues. So I'm listening to what is being played as well, which is cool. So I appreciate that. So thank you for joining me today for the Servant Entrepreneur, a tribute to my entrepreneurial friend, Mr. Chris Meekins. So it is my pleasure to do this and talk about entrepreneurship and the characteristics of it and what have you. So we're going to be live in a minute. Nope, minute and a half. Live in a minute 30. So again, thank you guys. If you haven't already been over there, go to go to allthingsdavidwilson.com. I mean, you can go to don't ever go to IBGR. It's just I meant to say allthingsdavidwilson.com, where you can follow me, all my socials, and buy my books and get free stuff and keep in contact with me. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff that the experts tell me to say. You have to like, follow, share, and such. So I appreciate that. All right, what do we got? 30 seconds to live. Here we go. I think. Wow. So sometimes the timing throws me off. So the commercial timing won't be what I think it should be, but they'll tell me. Let me see. Make sure they didn't say something. All right, good. Okay, here we go. Next segment. Let's go.
Here it is. After 10 years without no spouse, mama's getting married in the house. Listen, positive over negative, for the woman a master. The queens rise in the chapter. Deja vu, tell you what I'm gonna do when they reminisce over you. My God, my God.
Savvy, baby. Welcome back. No Nonsense Market Domination. I am David Wilson, the Business Savage, here on IBGR.network, Profit Radio, International Business Growth Radio. We are an international business growth radio station, right? Hence the name. We're being broadcast in over 80% of the countries all over the world, and you are listening live to No Nonsense Market Domination. Being broadcast live from the capital of the South, Richmond, Virginia, USA. So it just occurred to me that you're listening live. Me saying that, you're listening live. Maybe you're not. So it's possible that you're not. So that's true. And if you're not, you are either you are listening to a rebroadcast, or you are listening to the podcast. All of our shows, all of our live shows are turned into podcasts. If you go to our show notes, you can subscribe to our podcast. And then you can get all the podcasts and as far back as you can go to listen to past podcasts before you actually have to pay for them. So go back and listen to the free ones and then pay for the ones you didn't hear. And then don't laugh at that. Don't laugh at that. So let's do that again. So go back and listen to all the free ones and then pay for the ones you didn't hear. There you go. There you go. That's right. Wardrobe costs money. All right, The Servant Entrepreneur, tribute to my friend Chris Meekins. We're talking about characteristics of entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs. We spoke in the segment before if entrepreneurs are born or made. And I think that they're born. Some people may think they're made, but nonetheless, there's characteristics that are consistently describe entrepreneurs. So in this segment, consistency, right? Consistency, focus, and discipline. So if you've been around long enough and you've been listening to my show, Chris and I used to talk about this all the time. Consistency, focus, and discipline. There are certain things when people look at business owners from the outside looking in, the tendency is to see the end. They are looking at the result. Okay. So, they're saying, "Yo, what kind of watch is that, son? Yo," and it's like, but yeah, but they didn't know when you had like the hourglass tied to your wrist because that was all you could afford, right? They don't see that. They see the end result. They don't see the push-ups. They don't see the push-ups. So one of my favorite sayings, and I will say that Chris said this more than any single person that I ever knew. Push-ups don't do themselves. And he did that. He did that every day. So what are push-ups? We all have push-ups in our businesses. We all do. We just have to be able to identify them and know what they are. Think of push-ups. Think of your push-ups as practice. So it's not the game-winning foul shot that you make in the big game when the game is on the line. It's the thousands of foul shots you miss in practice. It's those. So think about for your business what your push-ups are. So push-ups could be prospecting. Well, how many people do you have to reach out to every day to find new business? Push-ups could be networking events. Push-ups could be meetings. Push-ups could be reach outs on LinkedIn. Push-ups could be actual push-ups. If you happen to be a bodybuilder, if you happen to be a wrestler, if you happen to be some sort of an athlete. So identifying those things, it's what you do between events. So the event could be a sale. The event could be a competition. The event could be a meeting, a successful meeting. The event could be a successful sales presentation. So it's what you do in between those things. So my background, I have an athletic background, Division I soccer player, wrestler. I'll just say it, from Jersey, just because. So I'm able to relate to sports and athletic analogies. So when I was younger, I was introduced to a cat named Stephen Covey. Maybe you've heard of him. And Stephen Covey has the 7 habits of highly successful people, right? One of my biggest takeaways from that is his quadrant system. And push-ups, I'm not gonna go into. I probably could have been better prepared and had. We have a handout with the Stephen Covey quadrant system. So maybe next time, but you can Google it. And we want to spend the majority of our time in quadrant 2. So quadrant 2 is the practice. Quadrant 2 is the important stuff, but it's not urgent. Important, but not urgent. Those are our push-ups. And we want to make sure we do them consistently. So consistency, that there's doing our push-ups every day. Focus. What are we focused on? Now, some of you I'll tell you about Chris. Those of you who know him, it may have appeared that he wasn't focused on one thing. Here's what I would challenge, though. I would challenge this. He had a lot of things going on. From my view, each of those things, and everyone can't do this, right? Everyone is not able to commit that type of focus to multiple things. So he had multiple different types of businesses that require different types of attention, that require different types of push-ups, that required different types of focus. But he was able to juggle that across multiple different platforms. And I find that remarkable. So for those of you out there who, I don't know if it's a challenge, but maybe it's a desire. You don't want to focus on just one opportunity. You have 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 opportunities going on at once. This is doable. It takes discipline, though. Okay, it takes discipline. So you have to be able to, because there's one finite thing that we all have. We all have a finite amount of time. So no matter how we manifest, how we vibrate, we all have the same amount of time. There's probably metaphysicians out there now. Oh, no, well, Savvy, if we could actually, time is okay. Don't write me. That ain't what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. In this context, though, you ain't gonna get no more time. Okay. You're not gonna get more time. So it's important that we use our time efficiently and effectively, and that's what takes the discipline. One of the things Chris and I would talk about this. So this is a question you ask to yourself to kind of figure out what you should be doing with your time. And ask yourself this question: whatever you call yourself, president, CEO, what would a business owner, entrepreneur, what would a business owner be doing with their time right now? Can also change that around. And I've said this to myself: would a business owner, CEO, president, managing principal, managing partner, owner be doing this right now? And there's honest answers to those questions, and that's going to help keep us on track. The last thing I'll leave with before we bounce over into segment 3 is, with consistency, with focus, and with discipline, these are oftentimes devoid of our feelings. It doesn't matter how we feel about doing these things. So there were times as an athlete, I didn't want to practice. I didn't feel like practicing. There were times as a business owner, I didn't feel like making calls. I didn't feel like, but at the end of the day, and etch this in some kind of hard surface that's near you right now. Not like vandalism, but if you don't feel like doing it, you probably should be doing it and need to do it. If you don't feel like doing it, you probably should be doing it. You probably need to do it. All right. So now, when we come back from break, we will dig into segment 3. We're going to talk about self-correction. On the Savvee Show, I am David Wilson, Business Savage. You're listening to No Nonsense Market Domination. You're watching No Nonsense Market Domination here on IBGR.network. We'll see you on the other side. All right. Fun. Thank you guys for the comments. MSI are important and take a lot of discipline. So I am not 100% sure about what that means. So maybe help me out. So MSI, if you can give me the typed out version of that'd be cool. Just because I am not picking up on that right now. Thank you for the comment, though. I know it. All right, so we're halfway through. We're going to move into the next segment of the show. We got to talk about plugging into the system. Let me write that down. You can listen to my commercial. It's on now. Ah, yes. Okay. Multiple streams of income. Yes. So MSI are important and take a lot of discipline. Thank you. I just wasn't registering with me. So absolutely. And the rule of thumb that people talk about with multiple streams of income, you should try to have 7. 7 streams of income that operate independently from each other. And yes, indeed, Anoint, they, what'd you say? They take a lot of discipline because they all require attention. You know, it's kind of like having like 7 kids or, 7 kids, like somebody is being potty trained while somebody needs to eat and so you have separate businesses in different stages. So absolutely. Thank you for that comment. 1 minute to live, right? Yep. 1 minute to live. Remember, no matter what stage of business you're in, if you're looking to make your business better and you like me and you think I can add value and you want to just kind of talk and air out some business challenges, you can plug into the system. Just go to gostartyouup.com and schedule your Savvee session with me, the Business Savage. Yeah, here we go.
But you can never say that as life is through. 5 kids at 21, believe he got a right to. Here we go while I check the scene with the Portuguese lover at the age of 14. The same age, front page, no fuss. But I bet you all you know they live longer than us. Never been seen now, that's where you're wrong. But give the man a taste and he's gone. Not no sleep to a jazz tune. I can use that banging on the wall.
Welcome back to the Savvy Show. No nonsense market domination. I am David Wilson, the Business Savage, here on IBGR.network Profit Radio. No matter what stage of business you are in the right place. We have entrepreneurs with thousands and thousands of years of experience that can help you. No matter what your challenge is, no matter what your win is, no matter where you want to take your business, we can help. So, hey, come grow with us. Hey, come grow with us. Again, I'm David Wilson, the Business Savage. We are about halfway through the Servant Entrepreneur. The Servant Entrepreneur. This episode is dedicated to my friend, the fallen entrepreneur, Mr. Chris Meekins. So we're talking about the characteristics of entrepreneurship, most of which you're born with, some of which you can somewhat develop. In this segment, we are talking about introspection and self-correction. Introspection and self-correction. I think this is vital. I think this is, this is key, because so I do this daily. I know Chris was doing it because Chris and I would do it together, and we would, one time in particular. So Chris and I became acquainted through an organization called BNI, Business Network International. They were the ones I told to stand up during the opening, stand up and salute. So, Chris was big on something I'm going to mention later in this segment, called the asymptotic pursuit of perfection, and that's my saying. That's not his. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. So it is mine. Just like push-ups don't do themselves. That's my saying. But if you are, we throw the word, Mark Cuban uses this word a lot, obsessed. If you're obsessed with, so the funny thing about the pursuit of perfection, so if you're obsessed with perfection, you're going to lose, right? Because there's no such thing as perfect. But the notion, so coming into that narrative, understanding that there's no such thing as perfect, yet we are going to take the actions, we're going to do the push-ups necessary to asymptotically, come on, it's not eye candy here, folks, to asymptotically approach perfection, knowing you will never reach it. If you have that mindset in your business, if you have that mindset in your endeavors, I don't think you can lose. because you have the healthy understanding that nobody's perfect. You're not going to reach perfection, but you will. But your actions, your walk, is approaching perfection. You know something? That's something. Okay, so that kind of ties into the work ethic. That ties into a discipline. We want to stay focused on the self-correction though, and the introspection. So self-correction. You know, a lot of people, I'm sure someone out there knows this scenario. Okay, if you don't know, so someone, I'll just say this: somebody out here knows this scenario. If you don't know this scenario, you're probably that person. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. No, that's not a stab. Don't write me. It's just probably true. So it might be a new hire, might be someone on the team, someone you're working with, maybe a new client. He says, you know, I am 100% open to feedback. 100% open to feedback. And that's good. Yes. 100% open to feedback until you get some damn feedback. Right? So now it's like you give somebody feedback. It's like, oh yeah, so I really, you could have done this part better. Oh, well, why are you coming at me like that? Oh, why are you being so critical? Oh, well, what about the time that you did? Oh, okay, so you really don't want feedback. Oh no, I do. I'm a team player. Okay, so here's a hint. If you're laughing at this, that means you know what I'm talking about. If you're not laughing at you, So here's the thing about leadership. Here's the thing about entrepreneurship. We must be willing and able to take. So there's the constructive type of criticism that we receive from other people. Let's talk about that first. But then there's that inner correction. We need to make sure we're surrounding ourselves with people whom we trust and whose opinions matter, right? So that when, so Chris and I were like that. So he'd be like, oh, yo, man, thanks for coming to the meeting. How'd I do? I'd be like, And to my knowledge, never to me did he do this. Never to me did he say, oh man, come on. He would always say, he might ask some clarifying questions. But he would always say, gotcha. I'll make that change. I'll do better next time. And it wasn't that you're a bum. There's something wrong with you. You're broken. You need to do better. No, it was because, and what he recognized was we were on the same team. So if I'm on your team, he's on my team, right? Why would this person be trying to steer me in the wrong direction? We're all pursuing the same perfection. So I'm going to hear that. I'm going to hear that. Now, I'm not saying everybody's opinion matters. I hate Crocs, and maybe that doesn't matter to you. As an inside joke, somebody will get that. All right, so here's a takeaway. Now that's that outside constructive criticism. I used to get that from my coaches. Well, I'm not going to tell the wrestling story, but positive vibrations to Bobby Tiedemann, Neptune Scarlet Flyers wrestling. So I just want to put that out there because of a lesson he taught me through an interaction we had. So it's just positive vibrations to the universe, which kind of segues into what I'm getting ready to say. So that inner correction, that self-correction. A lot of times we get hung up in fault. As kids, if you had siblings, I punched my brother in the face and he goes crying to his mother. He goes crying to mom. He's like, Mom, he broke my nose. And I'm like, hey, he shouldn't have said that. I mean, I don't know why. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. So it's not my fault that I punched my brother in the face and broke his nose, right? It doesn't make any sense. But think about it. As adult, we see this in adult life all the time. You get rear-ended and the guy behind you is like, oh, why'd you stop so suddenly? I was like, dog, you came from another city and rear-ended me. You weren't paying attention. So we get hung up on fault instead of responsibility. I'm digressing. I'm coming back. As leaders, guess what? So if you're a solopreneur, you're the leader of your company. If you're the head of a company with multiple employees, you're the leader of the company, obviously. And the leader is always responsible. The leader is always responsible. Now you might be saying, oh, the cantankerous old guy in the corner. Oh, Savvy, that's just not true. It's just not always my responsibility. It's not because sometimes it's not my. Well, you know what? It is, and here's why. That's proper leadership. That's what leadership is supposed to be. So here's the takeaway. You can use this in your business. This is also mine. So when we're pointing, hey, you can't see me on the radio, but you can see me on the socials. Hey, you, this is all your fault. There's 3 fingers pointing back at me. Okay. That's not mine, but this is mine. Say this. If this were all my fault, why would it be? If this were all my fault, why would it be? So the books didn't get delivered on time. The books weren't there. They didn't show up for the event. And you pointing a finger of blame. But if this were all my fault, why would it be? And what this forces us to do is to do a couple of things. 1, walk in someone else's shoes. Okay. 2, look at the situation in a different way. 3rd, and most important, it's the self-correction piece. So, because we're human and we're going to make mistakes. We're going to do things that don't work out. But ultimately, we are trying to be better every day. We're trying to be better today than we were yesterday. Simple as that. Simple as that. And if we commit to that and we can take a step back and say, you know what, maybe if I'd have done that differently, maybe this wouldn't have happened. If I'd have said this sooner, maybe this wouldn't have happened. And then we move on. We move on, we forgive, and that's it. All right. When we come back, we're going to get to the savvy shift, and we're going to really turn the tables on what a servant entrepreneur is. I'm David Wilson, listening to No Nonsense Market Domination on IBGR.network. See you on the other side. All right. This is fun. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. So now we're going to, is this right? Yeah. We're going to really turn this thing on its head. And what a lot of people don't think of it this way. They think of, there's lots of misconceptions about what entrepreneurism is, what business owners are, and what they do. And a lot of times we don't think of entrepreneurs as being servants. But we're going to talk about that in our final segment today. I want to thank you all for being with me. It's a very special show for me because I have an opportunity to celebrate the life and the traits of a friend of mine, Mr. Chris Meekins, who's a fallen entrepreneur, who's gone too soon, gone suddenly. But these are the things we're going to remember about him that will make us all better. What's 1 minute to live? 1 minute to live. All right. So Steve is waving right now, waving to his phone. She doesn't see you because you don't like to be on camera. Come on. Come on. No? Okay. I'm sorry. He doesn't want to be on camera. He doesn't even like to talk, really. But maybe fan mail will do it. 30 seconds to live. Final segment. Let's make this one good. Thank you, everyone, for being with me on No Nonsense Market Domination. I am David Wilson, Business Savage. Hope you've enjoyed your time. Let's kick off into the final segment. 15 seconds to live. Here we go.
But when my biological didn't bother taking care of this, so who am I to pick up? Not a bad ticker, but I'm clocking pop's liver. But you can never say that as life is through. 5 kids at 21, believe you got a right to. Here we go while I check the scene with the Portuguese lover at the age of 14. The same age, front page, no fuss, but I bet you all you know they live longer than us. Never been seen now, that's where you're wrong. But give the man a taste and he's gone. Not no sleep to a jazz tune. I can hear his head banging on the wall in the next room. I get the pillow when hope I don't wake him. This man the cuss, hear it all in verbatim. Telling me how to raise my boy unless he's taking over.
Let me stop before Agent Smith comes in. Welcome to the Savvee Show. I am David Wilson, the Business Savage. No Nonsense Market Domination here on IBGR.network, Profit Radio, by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, no matter what stage of business you are in, from pre-startup to startup, growth to hockey stick growth, to slow and steady, nice and easy. Wow, this business is going great. Everything's going well. To call a Mike. It's time to sell. Want to get a valuation for this thing so we can sell it and buy Ferret Island. No matter what you want to do with your money when you sell your business, no matter what you want to do with your money before you start one, and everything in between, we're here to help. Come grow with us. Hey, you. Come grow with us. They love that. They love that, see? They do. We're wrapping up the Servant Entrepreneur on the tribute show to my friend, fallen entrepreneur, Chris Meekins. And I think we saved the best and most important for last. So if you missed the previous segments, which is pretty much the whole show. If you're coming in now, and it's fine, but 3:00 though. Introspection, self-correction, consistency, focus, discipline, and hustle were pretty much the characteristics we talked about. We debated whether they were born, like you're born to hustle, you can learn how to hustle. And we kind of, I said that most of that stuff it's innate, you're born with it. Some of it's learnable, but I think that work ethic, at the very least, if you're not fully born with it, it's developed early during your formative years. This last one, though, and I'm not sure about this one. You let me know what you think, but this typifies, and this is necessary for the entrepreneur to be, for the basic run-of-the-mill everyday entrepreneur to be the servant entrepreneur. And it goes back to something we've been saying for the last umpteen seasons. Keep 2 things in the front of your mind at all times. Some of you are pointing to your foreheads right now. Give, and I'm just trying to help. So give, and I'm just trying to help. Putting self over others. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a servant entrepreneur, and this is who Chris Meekins was. So I heard it said a couple days ago, he stops giving when there's nothing more to give. Now, How does that? Is that a real thing? Well, you might have heard the term "leave it on the field." So I remember. So just going back to athletics, I don't want to talk about me because I get in trouble. Oh, it's not about you and your stupid soccer and your stupid wrestling. But fine. But there was a term we used to use called "leave it all on the mat." And if you've put forth your best effort at the end of the day, we divorce ourselves from the result. It's about the actions we take. We're not going to win everything. We're not going to get the results we want all the time. But if we can look ourselves in the mirror and say, you know what, I truly, and don't, no BS, right? I truly put forth my best effort. I've given all I can give. You're dragging me off the mat. Then we can't lose in that in that situation. Now, can you learn this? I think you can learn it. So I talk a little bit about this concept in a networking context. So this is where the give and I'm just trying to help came from. Came from I Hate Networking Events, the book I wrote back in 2014 about networking, what to do before, during, and after your networking event of choice. And as we're opening back up, might be a good resource to have in your portable library to help you plan your next events. Actually, it was endorsed by the father of modern networking and the founder of BNI himself, Dr. Ivan Misner. And it's available on Amazon, so you can get it quite easily. Here's my Prime bottle. You can get it quite easily. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, my father would be mad about that. He's like, David, how much Amazon paying you for that? Yeah, nothing. You're right, Dad. I need to be getting a check from Jeff Bezos's probably his ex-wife now, because she probably got more money. Anyway, okay. So this is a requirement. This is an absolute requirement for in my opinion, for proper entrepreneurship. Now, so there's different ways to give. I heard a story yesterday about a business owner who's doing really well in her business. And what she wants to do is she wants to help others start their own businesses that can work with her business, get them launched, and then everybody can work together. What a mindset of opulence, a mindset of plenty, as opposed to that lack mindset. So you can give back that way. It doesn't always have to be financial. It doesn't always have to be, it can just be a conversation. How can I help you today? What can I do for you today that would make your week better? It's just simple things like that. But you have to mean it. A lot of times we get kind of, especially I think in sales and in networking, we lose sight of the servant mindset because we're so focused on getting. We're so focused on my win. Like way back, I used to sell kitchens and bathrooms way back in the day. You're sitting at the kitchen table and the husband and wife are there and so how was your day today, folks? Oh, man, they're working me like, yeah, that's great and all, but do you want to buy a kitchen? Is not the way to do it. Okay. Because listen. So one of the I think ultimately it will be a trait of the servant entrepreneur, but one of the things you need to develop to be a servant entrepreneur is the development of listening. So if you can become a good listener, and good listeners, I don't mean hearing. I mean actually listening. Oh yeah, they're running me ragged here at the plant over here working with. I got this jabroni named Simpson who's in my department, and he's always messing up in the factory. That Homer, and you say, "Wow, tell me more about that," and just really have a genuine desire to care, genuine care for someone. And for the time I knew Chris, I mean, he had that. He would reach out to you. He would ask you how you were doing. He said, I'm just reaching out to check on you. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good. Everything's good. How you doing? Everything is great. Or I might say, yeah, I'm doing marvelous. You're doing a good job. Keep it up. And it's amazing what happens when you throw those vibrations, those positive vibrations out, what you get back. And then you get the positive vibrations back, and then everybody in the room is moved by the positivity, moved by that rich, plentiful vibration. It's just awesome. It's awesome. So we will certainly miss that about Chris, but he leaves behind a legacy of the most important thing we can leave behind, and that's an example. So no matter how long he is gone, we will always be able to look at Chris Meekins as being a, a beacon of light shining on the example of what we should all be aspiring to be, how we can be better, how we can be better ourselves, how we can help others around us be better, but we're focused on making others around us be better. It's not a barter. It's not a trade. I'm going to help you be better if you help me be better, and I'm not going to do anything until you. No, it's not that. It is a genuine love, for people, a genuine love for your fellow man, and a genuine desire to see you win and want you to win. And that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my absolute pleasure to be with you today. I'm David Wilson, Business Savage. We're here on No Nonsense Market Domination, remembering the life of my friend, fallen entrepreneur, Mr. Chris Meekins. We are heading out now. Thank you for joining me. We reminisce over you for real. We'll see you next time. I'm David Wilson, the Business Savage. Have a marvelous day. Be legendary. Whitney. Savvy. All right, we did it. Well done. Good work. Okay, thank you guys for joining me today on No Nonsense Market Domination. I am David Wilson, the Business Savage. It wasn't with a heavy heart. It was with a very grateful, very warm, very light heart to do that, because it's just the soul. The soul does not die. The soul in me giving him through myself to you. So that's fairly easy for me to do. So thank you all for listening. Thank you, because the radio show is over. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate it. Like, share, and What do we got? Like, share, what else? Comment, subscribe to all of the stuff you need to like, share, comment, and subscribe to. This when this show becomes a podcast, this will never go under the veil of what that you'll have to pay for. So this will always be a free podcast. So always be a free show. Okay. Now it might be the only free show. Okay, but this one will be free. I promise you. Okay. If you haven't done so already, go to allthingsdavidwilson.com. You can follow me on socials and such. If you haven't already gotten the app for IBGR, go to your favorite phone store. Not like, so I talk like I am like older than I am. I think it's like I'll say stupid stuff like cellular phone, and you go to your pages store and go to your pager store. No, I'm just kidding. There's only two stores, right? Android and Apple. So go to one of those, search for IBGR, and download the IBGR app. Then you can listen to all of the IBGR on-air talent anytime you want. You can look at our profiles. You can, stalk us, I suppose, if you want to. And this is the kicker. This right here is the kicker. You can have Savvee, that's me, in the palm of your hand whenever you want. So download the app. Download the app. That might get me kicked off. I don't know. It's just pushing it. Anyhow, thank you guys. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you riding with me on season 6. I appreciate you being with me during a challenging time. I hope I was able to provide you and the friends and the fans of my friend Chris Meekins a moment during the day, a moment in a cloud of sorrow that is lined with humor, reminiscence, and some sort of joy. So thank you. It will get better. It may not get better today. It may not get better tomorrow, but it will get better. I promise you. And we are in this together. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I am David Wilson, Business Savage, broadcasting live from the capital of the South, Richmond, Virginia, USA, on No Nonsense Market Domination, the Savvy Show here on IBGR.network. We will see you next Wednesday at 2:45 sharp for the No Nonsense Market Domination pre-show here on Facebook, here on Twitch, here on Twitter, and here on YouTube. Thank you very much, and we will see you next time.
Fighting in the street, but only you saw what took many time to see. I dedicate this to you for believing in me. Rain or shine, yes, in any weather. My grandma Pam holds the family together.
Gonna let this ride out.
That's the greatest, better get the latest. If we're talking about a car, Uncle Sterling got the latest. I strive to be live because I got no choice and run my own business like my aunt Joyce. So keep rock, hit me, enough respect to
They reminisce over you. Listen. Keep rocking, CL Smooth. They reminisce over you. We reminisce over you. We reminisce over you forever. Have a marvelous day. Yeah. Now I'm going to let the whole song breathe out. All right, salute.